Hmm. I have spent my entire life, I'm just about to hit 27 this summer. I know some people, you're old, no offense, or just older than me, just probably like, oh, what's he talking about? Oh, 26 isn't old. Can't say your entire life if you're not 80. Yeah, that kind of thing. Anyway, I spent my entire 26 years doing everything that I thought was good for everybody else, every single other person that I have known, loved, cared for. Ooh, hello, Yumi. Um, anybody in my life. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, the reason that I'm making this because I just got home from my last day at work, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared. Okay, the reason I'm scared isn't because of something that I can't control. You know, like, oh, how are the bills going to be paid? Or, oh, how am I supposed to take care of this? I've got this coming up. I've got that going on. I got this. No, I'm scared because I don't know how the people that I have considered myself close to will perceive this entire thing that I'm doing right now. And if the boys are watching, what up? um, or any of the other homies I got. But I'm titling this video, "If You're Shy, Watch This," because this might help. I went to have a conversation with my now ex bosses um, about my situation, about this feeling that I've been having. And it's been sitting in my chest for a while. And I didn't know what to do about it. Well, that's a lie. I knew what to do about it, but I was way too scared to do it. Um, which was just go have a conversation with my bosses about leaving, about leaving work because I was. And again, if you're watching this and you might think I'm crazy, that's fine. You can think I'm crazy, but I was called, I feel, to do something bigger, if that makes sense. You see, because for as long as I can remember, after having so many people's opinions and ways of thinking placed on to my mental, my spirit, even, I haven't really been able to find who I am in all of that. And I started thinking, and I got really in depth and caught myself watching different types of videos to help me articulate and understand what it was that I was thinking or feeling. And I fell down this rabbit hole of shadow work and a whole bunch of other things. And eventually it led me back to God, Jesus, namely, because he's appeared in more than just half of my thoughts. And upon hearing that voice and that call to do something bigger, greater, even if you would even call it that, I realized the kind of person that I really am. And that's the kind of person that I wish I had when I was a kid, which was I can speak fluidly and fluently out of love and nurturing compassion. I feel like everybody kind of shares the same feeling of I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to criticize anybody to the point where they feel like I'm pressuring them to make a choice based on what I feel or what I said, my opinions and the like. Um, but I don't see another way around this feeling in my chest to do something. Um, I have a very strong desire to just help any and everybody, even if they don't ask for it. And I know that that's not always a good thing because a lot of times they will not ask for your help. But I sometimes feel like I can't contain the level of love that I have in my heart because it's just who I am. Um, Now that's not to say I don't have flaws, make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. But I've realized over the past couple years actually that I have been doing everything in my power to keep the people around me happy. And I haven't really been keeping me happy. And after acknowledging that, the only thing I can do now is whatever I'm guided to do. Whatever I'm called to do, whatever I'm feeling, I guess, is the best way to put that. I've always been a little bit of a deep thinker. I'm actually very into psychology and the study of human nature and why we act the way we act, why we think the way we think, that kind of thing. And to anybody who I know is watching this, that is something I'm going to pursue in the near future. Hopefully, going back to school for that. And I've made up my mind about that. Um, but I've spent so often thinking about the things that I think would make those that I care and love, uh, what kind of things would make them happy. But I never looked at what would make me happy because I was never really taught to look at what makes me happy. Um, and I don't want to get into the whole, uh, I don't want to get into the whole thing where I explain every single little detail because as well as I might be able to do that, it's just too much pressure on my mental right now. But however, I will say this: if you experienced a tough childhood, not in the considerably normal sense, I'm talking about in the realm of the emotional, the mental, not very much the physical, like being beat when you were a kid. Okay, that a little bit. Okay, understandably a little bit, but the rest of it is what I mean. If you were shot down for any time you spoke, um, put down for any time you had an idea, placed in the back for last option, last resort, essentially. If you dated and you've been second, third, fourth choice, if you've been just the kind of person that you can't really speak up for yourself because you weren't taught, that's me. So, for lack of better wording, confidence is starting to grow on me, and I'm starting to accept everything that is me. and not really allowing people to dictate how I see myself because of how they see me through their insecurities, if that makes sense. And hopefully it does. But I have a goal with making this uh 11-minute video so far. I want to motivate people. I want to reach out to people. I want to help people. I want to listen to people, simply because not only is it just to me, the right thing to do, but it speaks to the experience that I never got to have. So for the remainder of any time that I use this channel, it's not going to be what it used to be. If you know me at all, like if you have history with me or any kind of that, you know I've been all over the place with creating any form of content. I used to try and like stream and a whole bunch of things that just did not sit right with me. They didn't sit well with me. Streaming is something I actually might end up doing again because I enjoyed it. I did it the other day. I'm not gonna try and plug all that shit. I don't care about that. What I care about is making sure that this stands true. Um, my goal is to help, and I'm not exactly sure what direction that will take, what form it will take, but I just know that I want to help people. Um, like I said, I'm going for psychology. I want to eventually maybe even look into some form of counseling, some form of guidance. But that's okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. The point of this in entirety is I understand if you're shy, if you don't want people to see what you think you will be embarrassed by if they saw it, but there are people in the world that will understand that you have a different perspective and will take into consideration your perspective before they assume anything about you, before they make a comment towards you, before they even if you see somebody for the first time and you have thoughts about them, whether it's descriptive of their hair or something like if you are into that kind of thing, their aura, if you know, whatever. But the main thing is you you might not have had a chance to present who you truly are authentically because of beliefs. I won't say things, beliefs and opinions that were placed on you from when you were a kid, also known as trauma. Congratulations. As far as I can tell, that's most of the world, so you're normal. Fun fact. Um, and I had this fear uh, doing this because I was afraid of people looking at me a certain way or imagining me uh, being a certain way that wasn't normal or weird or whatever I don't know exactly what this feeling was, but as far as um a shyness, I'm taking the first step with making this because I don't put myself out there ever. Don't do it. I can't stand limelight. I can't stand being in front of people. I can't stand even the people that are closest to me. I can't stand them seeing me at all for sometimes. But it's not because of how they actually feel about me. It's because of how afraid I am they will perceive me. But as you may have not been told, or you might have been told, there are people in this world that won't view you the way that you're thinking they will view you. Actually, it's most people, I'm pretty sure. If you just walk down the street and you said hello to somebody and you had a thought about, like, let's say their outfit, like you say, hey, that's a nice sweater you got, or that's a nice jacket, not to my own home, but this is kind of clean. But anyway, Um, yeah, so if you compliment somebody on the street, their reaction or their response to you is not a depiction of your character towards them or just you in it of yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm sure somebody will understand that. Um, so yeah, this is I'm gonna probably cut this off now, but this is my introduction into not being shy and shit, and just kind of doing what feels right and good to me. Um, and if you do know me and you watch this, don't freak out. Okay, I'm good. Don't don't start freaking out now. Um, and if this isn't something that you care about, and click off and move on. I don't know what to tell you. Um, but okay, this is really just for me, honestly. But yeah, I'll see you whatever I make next.